everyone, it's Took. Happy Fursuit Friday and welcome to another video. Today I thought it would be nice to talk about some essentials that you should buy when getting your first fursuit. I've noticed the YouTube community seems quite young and a lot of people are just getting their first fursuits now. So from a fursuit maker's perspective and from the perspective of someone that's owned fursuits for quite a while, I thought it would be nice to give you 5 essentials for your first fursuit. And these are just items I think you should own if you have a fursuit for taking care of it and that kind of thing. And I'll add a few bonus ones at the end as well. So, number 1. So the first essential you're going to want when you get your first fursuit is a slicker brush. And you can get these from most pet stores. They come in a few different sizes. And they're basically to keep your fur looking nice and tidy. If you don't keep up with brushing your suit, it's going to get messy quite quickly. And especially if you bought your suit, it's probably cost quite a bit of money. So you're going to want to get one of these to keep it looking nice and clean and well looked after. As you can see, the brush has some little hooks on it, and that's for pulling out real animal fur, but for us, our fur doesn't grow back. So you're going to want to use the brush backwards, which stops it pulling out the fur as it brushes, but still keeps you looking nice and clean. Slicker brushes in the UK can go anywhere from about £1.50 to about £10 depending on the size of them. You can get them in pretty much any pet store, and I definitely recommend it for keeping your suit nice and tidy. The second essential I would recommend for your first fursuit is a balaclava. And a balaclava is just kind of a silk or lycra piece of headgear that goes over your head underneath your suit, and it protects the suit a little bit from sweat, and it also keeps you a little bit cooler as well. So what you're going to want to do is get one of these, especially if you've got a foam head, because foam is something that unfortunately won't last forever and will deteriorate over time, and by having a balaclava it just gives the foam a little bit of extra protection from your head. As you can see, they're just a little bit of fabric with a hole in the top for your face. And yeah, it helps keep you a little bit cooler, it helps keep your fursuit protected, and it's also great if you've got long hair because it keeps that hair out of your eyes so you can see better in suit. Balaclavas are pretty cheap if you're in the UK. They range from about £3 to £5, and it's just worth it for the extra protection that it gives. So my third essential for your first fursuit, especially if it's a full suit, is kind of similar, and that's Under Armour. And these are just suits that sportsmen wear that are there to cool your body and will also help keep your fursuit protected from sweat as well. It's kind of like a full body balaclava in a way, I guess. Here's an example of some Under Armour. These are the trousers. They're just kind of a lycra, smart material, very thin layer that you wear underneath your fursuit, and it will protect the foam and the fur from any sweat you're giving off, and it will keep you cooler, especially if you get heat gear, which allows your body to stay at cooler temperatures and wicks the sweat off you. So you're feeling a lot less gross when you're in fursuit in the end. These range quite a lot in price. If you're buying official Under Armour, it will cost you £25 to £30 per piece. So 25 to 30 for the top, 25 to 30 for the bottom. But you can get non-branded, cheaper alternatives at a lot cheaper price. And I think I got my Under Armour for about £20 for both pieces. So number 4. The fourth essential item I would recommend for your first fursuit is fursuit spray. I personally make my own, but there are plenty of fursuit makers you can buy it off, and there's plenty of tutorials online on how to make your own as well. Mine personally is a mix of isopropyl rubbing alcohol and water and a little bit of essential oil, which makes it smell nice. But the main reason you want fursuit spray is to stop your fursuit getting bacteria on it. And I personally will spray my whole suit down every time I wear it, even in between washes, because obviously it gets hot and sweaty inside there. You don't want bacteria getting in the inside, you don't want bacteria growing in the foam. You want to be keeping it nice and clean, and this kind of gives an extra protection against your fursuit head getting smelly and nasty, and yeah, you don't want something that's on your face to have loads of bacteria in it. And especially if you're sharing your suit or lending it out to someone at a con, it's a very good idea to spray it down in between. I've seen fursuit spray sell online for about £8 to £12, or you can make your own. Mine cost about £5 to make using the isopropyl alcohol, and it works wonders. It smells like watermelon, which is amazing, and yeah, it's a very good idea to use in between wearing your suit and packing it away, especially if you haven't worn it enough that it needs to be washed. It's a very good idea to just spray the whole thing down, ready for storage. You know it's not got any bacteria growing on it, you know it's nice and clean, it's fine, it's going to be okay to store. And yeah, I can't recommend this enough. You definitely want to be using some kind of antibacterial spray on it. Obviously make sure it's safe for humans first, your head's in there, but yeah, definitely recommend fursuit spray. It will keep your fursuit clean, it will keep you healthy. Yes, do it. My fifth recommended item for your first fursuit is woolite, or any kind of delicate washing liquid. I personally use woolite and it's done wonders in the past. It smells amazing as well. But if you've got a fursuit, after a few outings, maybe 3, but if you've got a fursuit, you'll want to wash it at some point. I usually wash my fursuit after every con and after 2 normal outings, but it varies from person to person, depends how long you're wearing it, depends how often you're spraying it and that kind of thing. You'll want to be washing it at some point. And woolite or some delicate washing up powder is the way to go with that. You don't want to be using normal detergent. You don't want to be using fabric conditioner because it makes the fur greasy. You'll be wanting to use something like woolite, something that's made for washing wool and delicates. And it's also going to ensure that your fursuit isn't going to become damaged by the washing powder. You have to be very careful on this one because obviously fursuits are a handmade item. You definitely want to be very careful and very delicate with washing it. And if you're interested, I can make a tutorial on how I wash my fursuit in the future. If that's something people want to see, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's my 5 top essentials for your first fursuit, and I hope this helps some of you. My 2 bonus essentials that I'm going to quickly go through now are a con badge, and you can either make this yourself or buy it from someone. Here's one of my Fursona Jupiter, and that's because it's just nice to let people know your name as a fursuiter. People are going to be interested, especially if you're fursuiting around kids and you're a silent suitor. Kids usually are like, what's your name, what's your name? And if you're a silent suitor, you can't answer them, so it's nice to just have a lanyard with a badge on that you can point to. It's nice to have the artwork as well. Just something with your name is really useful in con environments. And my second essential would be a sturdy suitcase. If you're planning to go to a lot of meets and you're planning to go to a lot of cons, eventually you're going to need a case that is very sturdy and you're able to travel with. Personally, I've learnt this the hard way because I used to carry my fursuits in a very flimsy holdall and some shopping bags, and going on the train was an absolute nightmare. So it was just 2 months ago I bought myself a sturdy suitcase for Took, and it's made stuff so much easier, and I would 100% recommend it because it keeps your suit nice and safe as well. So yeah, and one plus side is you can decorate it with stickers, which is always fun. If you're like me at cons, you buy a lot of stickers, and yeah, it's just a nice place to display them, I guess. So yeah, that's my top 5 essentials and 2 bonuses, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video and it's helped some of you out. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be making some videos on how to make props in the future. I've got plans for cookies and bones and that kind of thing for you dog fursuiters or fursuiters with a sweet tooth. Hopefully I'll be making them at some point soon, and yeah. Let me know if you've got any comments about this video. Let me know if you've got any suggestions for fursuiters. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye! So the first essential you're going to want if you have a fursuit is a slicker brush. These come in all sorts of different... Oop, and I dropped it.